It is the Hot Morning Show with your girl Alexus Lee, and we are doing a very, very special interview today. This is the Hot Spotlight, and what we do is spotlight hot people. And today I have one of my favorites, Mary Gipson, in the building.
Good morning.
We're gonna run down this list real quick just because the people need to know. So we got artist, check, singer, songwriter, business owner, master stylist, low-key comedian.
Stop it.
Am I missing anything?
No.
I mean, please let me know.
I think you checked off all the boxes.
Okay, let's go. So today we have a lot to cover, a lot to get into, but I want to start by getting to know you a little bit better. So where are you from? Like, what's your background?
So I'm from actually Lincoln, Rhode Island.
Okay.
Yep. I grew up in the sticks for the most part.
Nice.
A very small little town, but it was just, you know, a good time, a great childhood, honestly. Yeah. And then moved to CF, and then moved to Providence, and then when I got a little older, I moved to California for a few years, came back, and now I just love Rhode Island, honestly.
Me too.
It's like such a sweet little small state.
It is. I find it really calming because, you know, the work that we do and being as busy as we are can be a lot to take. And
Absolutely.
We need those moments where we can just like center. And there are places to go here where you can just find your peace.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that for you. I love that for us.
And I'm a beach girl all day.
Yeah, so this is a great spot. I've traveled to some other places and they don't have beaches like this. And I'm always like, this is weird.
No, it's not for me.
Just, yeah.
It's not giving.
Not for me either. Definitely not giving. So I don't even know where to begin on this list of skills and talents that you have, but why don't we start with, let's start with the music.
Okay.
So you're a singer, songwriter, artist. How did you start doing all of that?
Honestly, I started writing poetry in high school, and that's what, like, made everything just, like, fall into place. I, you know, took those words and I made them, you know, into melodies, and my mom really pushed me. She really, like, supported a lot of my artistic abilities, so she was just like, you know what, let's start doing some open mics.
Let's go.
And I would perform these poems a cappella.
Wow.
Which is hard. It's not easy.
It's not easy to
it
make
was
a
just
poem
me,
a song,
like,
period.
yeah, I just remember I would go to the Black Rep in Providence, and I was so young. My mom actually was like my little escort. She was like, hey, you know, she's with me. As long as she's with me, she's not going to drink anything. Like, and I would just go and I would perform these little poems and perform them into songs. So that's how I started.
About how old were you then?
I was 16.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
wow.
I was young.
That's brave.
It was tough, but it really helped my stage presence. It really helped me break through that, like, shyness and just, like, have that confidence to just really just, you know, speak my mind and, like, be vulnerable.
Yeah.
So.
That's beautiful. Wow, I remember Black Rep.
Thank you. Yes.
And we always need that person, like your mom, to kind of give you the space and, like, to champion you, to go after it, and to give you the space, right?
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, due to your age, you wouldn't have been able to do that without mom. So shout out to Mom Dukes.
Yeah.
She's a real one.
Mom.
Yes.
Yes.
Love that.
Lee,
so,
I see you.
So now, I know that in 2022, you released your EP, Elemental, and previously you had released some singles, one of which we're going to play not right now, but soon. And I want to know kind of, like, where the songwriting process started, and as you were gearing up to, like, make your public footprint, you know?
Okay.
A lot of times as artists, we do a lot of stuff in the background, and we've been doing this for our whole lives, but at a certain point, it seems you decided, like, okay, I'm ready to introduce myself to the world.
Yeah.
How did that come about, and how did you decide on, like, these things that you've released for us so far?
Honestly, I was so sick of, you know, recording music, writing music, and just letting it sit in people's laptops. Yeah. And I'm such a big critic of my own, like, self. I was like, girl, you just need to put it out there and stop, like, hiding it for the world. You know, just because it's not perfect doesn't mean that someone's not gonna listen to it and relate to it and love it. So that's kind of where I was at, and I just felt like I was in a time in my life where I was going through so many different, like, changes, and it was COVID, and I was just like, you know what, this is the time. It's either now or never, you know? So, yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I think we all come to that point, you know, because we write, we create, and a lot of it just sits, and at a certain point, you do just have to let it fly, even if it's not, like you said, perfect. It's like, all right, this is what I have, this is what I'm offering,
exactly.
And it is what it is. Beautiful. So how would you say, doing all of these different things, you know, being a business owner and a master stylist, how do you feel like that has contributed to you as an artist musically? Do you feel like having other interests has made you stronger? How do you balance?
Honestly, I love art. Like, I'm a complete artist. I used to paint, I used to draw, I used to do all of those things. I used to dance.
Wow.
So I just feel like having that ability to do what I love on a daily basis from sun up to sundown, whether it's, clocking in and working on people who I love, which are my clients. My clients are my friends. They're my people.
I love that.
So working on them, giving them the confidence to go out in the world and just conquer whatever it is they need to conquer, that gives me like such like a full like heart, you know? And then I'm able to, clock out, get ready, and spill my heart out on the stage, you know?
That.
So I feel like it's just loving people. I'm the youngest of 6. I've always grew up with people all around me. So, just maneuvering people and, learning how they take things and how you can inspire others. I think that's literally the core of my, like, being. Is so just inspiring.
You're a creative to the core.
Yeah, absolutely.
In all the ways.
Most definitely.
It's not restricted to one thing. That's beautiful. Yep. I find that to be true with many of us.
Right.
That it's like we do art and we do love in all the ways.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about Elemental, the EP. That's your most recent release, right?
Yep.
So that was back in 2022, and I know people are excited for what's next.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the EP and then what's coming next.
All right. Well, the EP is, it's a little bit of like all of my little like personalities in one.
Okay.
You got spicy, you got elemental, you've got midnight hour. There's a lot of just different sides of me as a Scorpio.
Yep.
So
you
got
what's two up. Right here. There's 2 of us right here. Scorpio gang.
You know what's up. So you got your sweet side, you got your spicy side, you have your deep side, which is like our favorite side. So that was something I just wanted to like put all into one and just like give people a little bit of me, and all aspects of me.
I love that. It gives you like the pieces of Mary.
Exactly.
It's beautiful.
The sides that people don't normally see or even know that I have.
How many songs were on it?
I believe it was 13.
Okay, look at you being multifaceted. She said,
Don't
I got
quote
13
me on that.
sides.
It's been a few years. But
I remember it. Like, it was pretty good. It was like 12, 13. Like, it was a good length. So, let's go. Okay, sides.
I be trying.
You're like an onion.
All
these layers. Let's go.
Period.
She's so deep. All right, beautiful. So what's next? Do you have anything like recorded? Any plans for next EP or anything like that?
Honestly, it's brewing. It's definitely brewing. I like to find a designated producer, somebody that makes amazing beats. I was working with Kel Keys and Manny X. I love them. I would definitely be down to work with them again on another EP. But I just like everything to sound cohesive. I don't like to mix and match and work with like 3-4 different producers. I want the EP to sound cohesive, So that's like the first step. I have so much to write about. I've experienced so much in the last couple years that like, I don't know. I think I am ready, definitely.
It will come, Sometimes, unfortunately, you have to wait for the rest of the pieces to fall into place. But when you're inspired, and you have a collection, I feel like the universe responds. Like, the universe gets the hint and is like, all right, it's time to send Mary that producer.
Absolutely.
So it's definitely brewing.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy for us.
You.
Like, I'm excited.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
We got to talk about Hair by Mare as well. So tell me how that all came about.
So Hair by Mare is actually like very similar to the way it started with the singing. I started at a young age. I knew I didn't want to be like a music teacher, or I knew I didn't want to go to school for music or art. So I was like, what can I do to make some money and like right away. So I was like, oh, I think hairdressing is what I want to do. So I went to Davies Technical High School. So I got my license at like 17, 18 years old.
Brilliant.
And I kept working. I worked at so many different little mom and pop salons. And then I just decided I'm going to work out of my house for a few years, build my clientele, and then I'm going to start renting. And then from then on, I just kept with it. Like, I remember crying in my car because like a couple people weren't happy with their hair. And then that was the moment I was like, girl, you need to stick with this, because if you're so passionate about it to the point where you're crying about it and you're like, I was like, then this is definitely what you're made to do.
You clearly care.
Right. That's, and that's literally what made me like stick with it. 'Cause it's not easy to stick with hairdressing and pleasing people. So that's when I was just like, all right, let's just keep this going. And then recently, someone who I was very loyal to, my coworker and the old owner of the salon that I now have, I was just so loyal to her because I just loved her vibe. We were just like family, you know?
Yeah.
And she decided to step back and was like, hey, you know, if you want to take over, take over. And I, at that point, I was like, do I want to?
Like,
and I
take
was like,
over, like...
well, I guess I'm kind of my own boss anyway. So I was like, you know what, let's make this work, you know? And then the other girl in the salon, she looked at me and she was like, are you going to leave? Because I don't want to leave. And I was like, no. So I just was like, you know what, I'm going to just...
let's do this.
I'm going to just, you know, put this weight on my back and make it happen.
I love it.
So
I know it's a lot of work. I can only imagine like what it takes to hold up the business. But from the outside, it's like so beautiful for me when I see you doing it, because it's like, I know it's hard. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you make it look easy, but I know what it takes. And I watch with so much joy, just like seeing you do it. I'm just like, you better go. Like,
thank you.
Even the videos you post of just like setting up and like painting and like the flowers that down to the details. I'm just like, she is really going for it. And I love it. It just makes me so happy. So I hope that you're able to continue that for a really long time, as long as you feel fulfilled in it.
Yeah.
And I saw that you're expanding to like braiding, because you do primarily, what do you do?
I do a lot of color, and I work on curly clients.
Beautiful.
And I do cuts as well.
Yes, I need to get one of those.
I got you, girl.
Okay.
I got you. Absolutely.
We'll talk.
We're way overdue.
So overdue.
But yeah, I specialize in coloring, and curly cuts.
Beautiful.
Curly styles. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so braider in the future, coming to the salon.
I have a braider.
Do you have any sort of like lash techs? Or...
I have a lash tech as well, and I am gonna be offering skincare. Come the fall.
Listen, it's like a whole spa.
I'm so excited.
Like hair by Mare, like everything by Mare.
Yeah, like a one-stop shop. Like we need that. We need that more than ever.
I love it. So clearly you are a woman capable of it all, running your own business, writing, performing, doing it all. I'm also enjoying to see a side of you that you've been sharing online in your relationship, which is so beautiful to see.
Yes.
And it just brought me to the question of like, how do you balance it all? Like, you're busy, you're grinding, you're hustling, and you have this beautiful relationship that's in your life now. And it's beautiful to see as someone else who's so busy, because sometimes we feel we don't have the space for it, or we can't make the time. How do you handle it all?
Honestly, I feel like my relationship has made me grow so much because of how much support and love that this man gives me, that I feel like I'm able to do whatever I want to do. Like, I can just do it now. Like, before, I felt like there was a block because of, you know, certain things that were in the way, and certain vibes that just, me as a butterfly, I didn't feel like I was able to really spread my wings. But he supports me so much, and he gives me, and he just does things without even asking. And I feel like the right person will give you the strength and support to conquer anything, and really, like, literally bring out the best in you.
That's what I heard. That's what
and
I've
it's
heard.
So true. And like, honestly, I sound so like cliche, but it's real. Like, it is so real. And once you find it, it's not, there's not going to be a resistance. It's just going to be natural.
See, that's what I was talking about with my friends. They think I'm crazy because I'm such a romantic, and I'm just like, I feel like I can have it all. Like, I can have the fairy tale, and when I meet that person, I'm gonna know, because it's gonna be easy.
Yes.
And everyone's like, well, I think you have to like compromise. I'm like, I don't wanna.
You don't have to compromise, but one thing I will say is your Prince Charming or your queen is not who you think they are. It's not the physical that you think they're gonna be. A lot of people think, oh, I want him to be 6'5", brown eyes,
not calling
finance, like,
you
know, like,
I said 6'4".
All right, well, I get it. You know, it's okay, but at the same time, like, if you're making like just good, if you have good discernment and you're clear, and like, you're that person, you're gonna see them and you're gonna be like, all right, yeah, let's give it a try. And then you're just gonna know after a couple dates. Like, it's easy. You don't feel like you're fighting to have this person give you affection or whatever. But I also feel like spiritually, I was really tapping into like just peace. And I was really like getting into my like spirituality, and I was going to church, and there was a lot of things that I was doing that was chaotic, and that was all the opposite of peace. And I was like, you know what? This isn't what the Lord would like, you know, and I'm not even a spiritual person, but at that time I was really tapping into that. And so, you know, he came along, and I was like, I think this is a good person. Like his energy and his spirit, and like the fact that we can just like chill and not have to say anything and just be so happy.
It's so nice.
Right. You know, as a Scorpio.
I love that.
And like, so I was just like, you know what? I'm going to give this man a try. Even though he's not my typical type, you know, he's not a bad boy. He's kind of a nerd. Like he plays D&D. Like there's a lot of things that I wouldn't have normally chosen, but I was like, this is what you need. Like this is a man that I think would suit you well. So I was like, let's give it a try. You have to be open.
It. You do.
You have to be open.
My best friend told me yesterday that I am required to take the next 15 dates that come to me.
And that's what I did.
Please don't. Please
just saying. You have to say yes. Like
she was like, just say yes.
Yes, you
like,
do.
Wow.
I would have never been where I am now if I didn't say yes, because I was like, you know what? I'm going to say yes to everyone. Even if he's short, even if he's not what I expect, I'm just going to try it out. You know, why not?
It's a word.
It's dating. That's what the whole point is dating. And who cares? You get a nice conversation, you get some dinner, and as long as you're transparent and that's what I was very transparent with anyone who I was dating. Like, hey, this is what it is. I'm dating other people as well. Like, I'm a busy girl, so if you want to get my attention, like, you need to get my attention. Like,
okay.
So
I love it.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like you're so passionate about love, which is beautiful. It comes across in everything you do. The way you speak about your work and how hair and music and your relationship, it's all connected, right? It seems like it's all literally just rooted in love and like perpetuating more of it.
Absolutely.
And like, I'm literally getting chills.
I know.
Just like, it's like the sweetest thing.
Yeah.
I really love it. I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to have this conversation.
Yes.
I want to make sure that before we wrap up, you tell everyone where they can find you.
Absolutely.
Your website, your Instagram. Tell us everything.
Okay. Well, you can find me on Instagram at Mary Gipson TV, Gipson TV. That's my regular page. And then you can also follow my hair page, which is _hair by Mare, MARE _ you'll find all the good before and afters. And yeah, you can also find all of my singles and all of my music on all streaming platforms. The EP is called Elemental, and if you can't find it by that way, you can also look up Mary Gipson, Gipson.
Yes, Mary Gipson with the P.
Yes,
Gipson.
Period.
Okay? So we'll make sure that when we post this, we'll give everyone the link so that they can tap into you in all these various places. But it has really been such a pleasure having you in today. Thank you for making the time, because I know you're busy. So we're going to send you off to get to whatever's next for you on this beautiful day.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.